I want to look at future risks in the global economy. And I'm speaking in October 2008, right in the middle of the credit crunch which has come on top of the subprime crisis with all of the chaos in the markets. I'm speaking just after the United States has approved its $700 billion bailout package, at a time when we have yet to see what the impact of it will be. But you know what? It's easy to focus on one particular set of risks and take your eye off the bigger picture and what's there. The fact is, we still have the issues of sustainability to contend with shortages of all kinds of commodities in the medium to longer term. We still have issues like 300 million people moving from rural areas into cities by 2020 in China. We still have another 300 million moving to cities, mostly into megacities, into slums in parts of Africa over the next 8 to 9 years. We still have other issues. We still have geopolitical uncertainties. We still have uncertainties about the way in which Russia may want to use its own energy reserves. We still have uncertainties about Iran's future intentions regarding nuclear technology. We have uncertainties regarding future American foreign policy and further possible military adventures of different kinds. There are many, many uncertainties in our world. And it would only take another wild card, a relatively low probability but high impact event, to destabilize our global economy more. We are vulnerable at the moment to combinations of events, and it's combinations of events that has produced the crisis that we saw in 2008. Combinations of oil prices, combinations of subprime crisis, combinations of other complex trading instruments which also failed the test of time. These things in combination together produced extraordinary results. People often misunderstand the risks of unlikely things happening together. There's the so-called birthday test. This is a famous test, a statistical test. What is the risk of two people in a group of, say, 24 having the same birth date? Think about it. You might think it's relatively unlikely, but it is in fact 50%. And the risk of two people in a group of 30 having the same birth date is 70%. And the risk of two people in a group of 50 having the same birth date is 90%. The reason for this is complex, and it's and you can read about it on Wikipedia. But it's because those numbers, although they don't seem to have any relationship together, they do. Within that problem are connections. And within our world today, there are many wild cards, low probability, but potentially high impact events. 1% possibility risks each year, you might say. Very unlikely things to happen. But they may have more relationship together than you may think, which means that combinations of them may happen much more frequently than you may think, and that in part explains some of the challenges we face. So watch out, therefore, for multiple risks combining together. So how do you manage this kind of uncertainty? Well, it means being very agile. It means having more than one strategy. It means backing more than one horse. It means having plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. It having your preferred plan, the one which you think is the most likely to work based on existing data. But you have also done the thinking about what could happen if other events unfold. Because the fact is that your world could change corporately faster than you can even call a board meeting. And that's why we do the work in advance, and then we have a very agile, lean leadership structure which is able to be very responsive in a decentralized way, which allows those on the ground to make the decisions they need to take quickly, while also enabling central control to be taken rapidly in case of crisis at particular points where the whole organization needs to be steered rapidly in a new direction.